this is Cameron, and welcome to the practice log. Alright, we got a lot of stuff to get into today, so let's go ahead and do it, shall we? That's a quick one. Let's just go. I gotta get that. I'll see you in the chair. Yeah, did you guys know? You can get a shirt. You can get a blue one if you want. Did you know that blue is my favorite color? Aren't you glad you guys know that now? What's on the docket today? We got a mango white claw. I got 11 more in the fridge. We're practicing tonight. Okay, so what do we got going on? Morel, Sonatina, all that. I'm working on music. Who cares? You're just gonna watch the video and then listen to me play whatever I'm gonna play. Doesn't matter. It's music. Oh man, coming in strong with this one. Hey, guess what? You guys have been pretty active in the comments section, and there's a lot of interesting ones that I actually want to get into. That's what we're doing today. Alright, so this one comes from my video, log 283, where I give you parenting advice, and I talk about how I think I got like nervous at the end of the playing thing, so I kind of screwed it up more than usual. Sorry, I'm just gonna pick my toenails. Are you guys okay with that? You guys like that sound? You know, I got like nervous at the end. That's like a pretty common thing when you're playing something and you're playing it better than you have ever. And you're like, man, I'm really killing this right now. And then you get to the end of it and you're like, if I kill this, I will have played this better than ever. And then you mess up because you're thinking about that. It kind of throws you out of the music. That's what happens. You guys can all relate with that, I'm sure. But this is a comment from Neurotic Indian. Hey, how's it going, man? Hope you're doing well. We literally just got out of a lesson like 20 minutes ago. You said, dude, that antsy comment. I'm glad it's a universal feeling. You're glad we all feel that way? That's not very nice. Holy sh**. God, the language in this thing. I got this. And you completely miss a note after nailing everything else, which brings me to my next thing. Can you talk about what you think about during a piece? I'm guessing once you really get something under your fingers, you're just thinking of the music. That's a pretty good guess. Also, once you get to the point of familiarity, how do you stop your mind from wavering and losing concentration as you're playing? That's all a great question. I'm gonna start with the first thing. Getting over that antsy feeling. I assume you're comfortable with me sharing this. You actually DM'd me sharing a piece of music that I think, did you post it in the Discord? If you guys want to hear Neurotic Indian's piece of music that he sent me, you can join the Discord if it's posted. You should post it. It's really good. It sounded great. I told you that. It's jazz though, so you know, he's dabbling in the dark arts. It's okay. Sometimes we have to veer from the righteous path to find our way. This is gonna seem like a simple answer, but really what I've found has gotten me over that antsy feeling is becoming familiar with the feeling. The thing that kills performances the fastest, at least in my experience, and this isn't the case all the time, especially with like really high level professionals, but when you're dealing with a new, like a brand new feeling or emotion, or like something new happened during a performance, that's where the performance dies, or that's where the mistakes happen. And what do I mean by experiencing something new? You are playing really, really well, and you're playing in a performance setting. You've never done that before. That might screw you up just because you're just like psyched about playing really well. Oh, don't screw up, and then you just fall apart. And just performing in general for the first time, like all of it's new. Don't expect it to go well. It probably won't. And it's pretty rough for classical and jazz too, but I think especially classical. I feel like there's this attitude where like you should be completely unseen from the public eye until you're like able to play like better than anyone's ever played this piece before, and then that's when you can finally share it and perform it. It's not how any other like performance careers really go. Like if you ever listen to like comedian like podcasts, they always talk about like bombing. That's like a really common part of being a comedian. Like you have to bomb for like years until you finally get the hang of it. That's the only art form that I can list right now that applies to what I'm saying. But I kind of feel like that is how it should be with classical. I mean, that's sort of what I'm doing here. Every performance that I do here sort of feels like a failure a little bit, because none of them are something that I would be proud of, that I would actually post by itself. I would post it with like this decorative vlog or show, as I like to call it, but I wouldn't post it alone. It's not good enough to be alone yet. Where was I going with that? Oh yeah, so the antsy feeling. You get that antsy feeling because you're probably experiencing something new. So what's the solution? You gotta do it again. And in your example, you were filming yourself playing something and you were playing it better than ever. Then that antsy feeling hits, heart starts racing, you get nervous, hand shaking, missing notes. Here's what I challenge you to do. If I remember correctly, it's like a 2-minute arrangement. Just record yourself playing it every night and do that. I want to say 30 times. Do it 100 times, man. Take 100 days to do that and just see where it goes after 100 days. As far as like time spent goes, you're not spending that long recording it. By the time you get to take 30 and 40, it'll just be another day in the office for you. You will perform through it and you won't even think about it. And you'll like listen back and you're like, oh, that was a really good take. Like I wasn't even thinking about how I was playing when I was playing it. I was just doing my thing. I was just playing. That is when you have your amazing performances, I think. When you're just kind of doing your thing. By definition, if you're experiencing something new, you are not doing doing your thing. You are experiencing new stuff, and it's like scary and different. How are you supposed to do your thing when you're experiencing that? So that's how I would solve the antsy problem. And in fact, you can see me solving that myself. That's exactly what I do here. I just also do a show around it because I don't know. I like the idea of having a show. And the next part of your question, what are you thinking about? How do you stop yourself from losing concentration? What am I thinking about? I'm thinking about a lot of things. Hopefully, all of those things are going to aid the memory of the piece that I'm trying to perform. For example, I'm thinking about the actual movement of the bass line or something. I'm also thinking about the individual voices, like if there's like a prominent melody. I'm thinking about the actual shapes and patterns that are being formed on the guitar, which is very specific to guitar and not music theory at all. Usually, I think, in my experience, like frowned upon by high-level teachers because it's like, that's not music, that's just like fretboard geometry. But we're guitarists. It helps to think about shapes sometimes. We have these shapes that we just remember. And the thing is, all the things that I'm saying right now, they are all pillars that hold up your performance. You want as many strong pillars as possible, so if one of them falls, the performance stays up. So if there's a passage that I have that's like hard to remember and I'm using harmony, I'm thinking of like the bass and melody, and I'm also thinking of patterns, and I'm also thinking about how it reminds me of this one time when I was in daycare when I was a kid, and I like associate it with that too. I'm just trying to find as many connections as I can to try to remember this thing. And some of the things that I'm thinking of are like traditional and taught to me. Some of them are just like weird little quirky things that my brain does that I would never ever teach anybody to do, but it's just my brain does that and it works for me. And you'll kind of find those things on your own as you try to memorize like lots and lots of music like I have. I've memorized like a pretty decent amount of music. Yeah, so those are the things that I'm thinking about. And then on top of that, I'm also thinking about the music in a very abstract way too, where it's almost like a snake or something just sort of making its way to the end of whatever the piece is. And that is really hard to explain, but it is like something that I kind of see when I'm playing. These are like weird like visual things that I just see in my imagination when I'm like really in the zone of the piece. But sometimes you do get that like supreme clarity where it almost feels like you are bushwhacking through a jungle or something, and it just opens to a clearing and you're just walking, and it's just all the notes are just like coming at you and you just see them, like you see the end, and it's just like, those are the notes over there, I'm gonna get there eventually, I know exactly what they are, and then you just walk there and it's just easy peasy. Sometimes it's like that. That's like when your memory is extremely solid. That's like when you can play your music at like a super slow BPM and still play everything with solid memory. So in short, it's a lot of things, and the more things the better, and that's true for anything. I'm sure you guys know this thing, the way of like memorizing names where you like come up with weird stuff to like attach to the name. You see it like all the time, and if you ever try it, it does actually work. Like if you have a name, come up with some little like story involving the name, like just one part of the word, and you'll just remember it. I'm trying to think of an example. Like my name is Cameron, like my brain immediately goes to camshaft and an engine. I don't know why. I have no idea what car engines do, but I know a camshaft is a thing. And Ron, yeah, this is like so stupid. Ron, I'm immediately thinking of Will Ferrell's character, Ron Burgundy. He probably drives a car, has a camshaft. And that was just like an example of my brain just like putting it together. All of our brains do that. And you'll see if you try to memorize a name, like doing that, you'll like never ever forget that name. You can sort of do that with music too. If you're able to do that with music theory specifically, like making those like weird connections like I just did with my name, with the theory that you learn, that's when your memory is like the most solid. That's when you're like in the pocket of music, like you know what's going on. It's also possible to do that with stuff that's unrelated to music theory. That's like frowned upon. Still kind of works though, but it sounds really stupid when you're explaining it, so try to avoid that. Yeah, like you can do that with shapes too, like shapes on the fretboard. Like that's how a lot of us do it. We memorize things by making connections with the shapes. That's frowned upon. You want to do it with music theory, that's not frowned upon. Or just do it however you want. I mean, especially if you're not in school, like who cares? You don't have to show your work, but if you're in school, you might have to show your work, and it's probably better to use theory instead of arbitrary weird stuff that your brain does. Yeah, but you know, good questions like that, feel free to DM me on Discord or Instagram or whatever if you want me to answer it. You can also leave a comment, but it's really, really easy for me to overshadow it because I get a lot of comments, guys. I don't know if you noticed that. I'm a pretty popular guy. It ain't easy being me, having to read all these comments. Man, I'm cocky for the amount of subscribers that I have, huh? I'm a big deal, guys. Alright, well I think that answers that one fine. I think it's time for me to actually practice guitar now. It's noisy out there. Happy Monday, everybody. It is Monday night for me. I'm having a White Claw. I'm gonna have another one, and then another one probably. and then maybe another one if it's a really rough night. Yeah, Monday night, because I only drink on nights that start with a T. Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, today, tomorrow. That'll be the next t-shirt that I have in my shop. It'll say that. Well, let's go ahead and make our way to the piano bench. I'll see you there. Ow. I'm not going to commit to it. I don't want to give myself brain damage before I have to practice. You know, I'll tell you, the Morel Sonatina movement 2, I played it from memory today, and I got pretty far. So I'm going to work on memory for that. Probably not going to play that because I think I played it recently. You guys remember, I have Recuerdos and that Barrios Waltz 4 that I'm supposed to be working on, but I just haven't been. I'm going to try to get into that. I'll see you on the other side. And I'm having another White Claw. I don't care. Alright, now I'll see you on the other side. Okay, this is kind of an experiment. I'm gonna play with the footstool, and let me tell you, I've been playing with it for like 10 minutes. My like shoulder hurts, my back hurts already. It's crazy how bad the footstool is. Like, it feels more stable, but the guitar is at such a lower angle that it doesn't even really feel that good. I have the guitar like here. I'm used to it being like this, which is just like, which feels really nice, but I don't know. I'm gonna try it out. Let me bring you closer. I practiced a decent amount today, but I've also just been kind of chilling. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna play Morel Sonatina, movement 3. I don't think I read a single note this evening. I've just been playing everything from memory. It's great. That's a great place to be. Hope I don't have any wrong notes. Alright, so, it does feel a little unstable. I think the pants aren't helping, but it's fine. Oh, maybe I'll shine my nails for a second. Oh, that was kind of a bad take. I think the footstool's kind of messing me up a little bit. I think I'll do one more with the ergo play. Or actually, oh man, I haven't used this thing in a while. This is like when you break up with your girlfriend and then you miss her like 3 months later. That's what this is right here. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Fellas, she's moved on. She's long gone. What are you doing, man? Don't call her. Do not call her. You're gonna call her, though. This is your sign to call her. Do it. Be sure to get drunk first. Oh, yeah, dude. Maybe I'll just put all 3 takes in this video. Alright, that was with the only footstool, and now we have footstool plus this thing. Let's see how it goes. Might be just at that point of the night where I can't play anything. Alright, then this is the new girlfriend. She puts the guitar exactly where I want it, but man, she's not exactly stable. Nothing's perfect. And you know what? We went back to all the things that we used to do. None of them are that great anyways. I think what we're learning is supporting the guitar kind of sucks. Alright, here we go. Oh man, I know that the take wasn't that good, and like I didn't really play that much. I skipped a section too. This one really does feel better. I'm also used to it, so what do I expect? Whatever. That was my guitar support gauntlet. We went through that. I don't think I played an entire piece for you today. So, yeah. Well, it's about time I stopped practicing anyways. It's time to go and edit. I have to edit some videos. Thankfully, it's already edited. I just have to proof watch it to make sure I didn't do anything insane or stupid or say anything I would regret. Alright, well, let's go ahead and wrap this thing up. I will see you in the outro. Hey, well, if you made it this far, be sure to subscribe and leave a like. I don't have my glasses on, so I can't see anything right now. Hey, want a shirt? Do you like this blue shirt that I'm wearing? You can actually buy this shirt. It's called Royal on the website, but it's blue. That's what they mean to say. It's the color I'm wearing now. We got those colors there, including black, which is not on the wall. Black is a pretty tight color, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm liking blue though. Blue actually, it's not bad. We get a nice little body shot there. Boom. Who's that? That is your potential guitar teacher. Hey, want some guitar lessons? Feel free to reach out about that if you're interested in that. I have details in the description, of course. Oh yeah, Rootin's Delight is the name of the store. You can Google it, or you can just go in the channel description or the video description. It should be there too. What else we got? Comment questions. Feel free to leave a comment question. I'll answer it at some point. You guys saw me answer that question today. I answered it amazingly. It was so good. All right. Well, hope you're having a good night. I'm having a pretty good night. She's long gone. It's time for this night to end, or at least this part of it. I need to do some more work. So, I'll see you tomorrow.